Tonight on Confidential, Mick Foley sets the record straight.
Vince and I basically told the honest truth. He had done something amazing. He had taken somebody who would have done anything for the company and made them hate it.
And John Cena brings his rhymes to the Great White North.
Because yours truly is throwing out the first pitch for the T-Dot, you know what I'm saying?
Hi everybody, I'm Gene Okerlund, and this is WWE Confidential. For the next hour, sit back and enjoy the trip we've got planned for you. We're going to start in Toronto, where Val Venus and Trish Stratus, along with the Dreams Take Flight program, head off to Disney World. As Val and Trish are leaving Toronto, John Cena is arriving to throw out the first pitch at a Blue Jays game. And later on, Mick Foley tells us why he left the WWE and why he returned after a 19-month layoff. Speaking of the hardcore legend, transitioning from professional wrestler to autobiographer wasn't that difficult for Mick Foley, whose fans craved to know everything they could about the scruffy-faced Long Islander. But would the transition to novelist be as easy? Mick Foley claims that his first profession as a sports entertainer more than prepared him for the success he would enjoy as a best-selling author.
The same things that I loved about wrestling, the creative urge, the adrenaline rush, it seems strange when I tell people, no, wrestling and writing are really not that different. Okay, maybe the fans aren't, chanting my name, but I'd write something good, or at least something that I thought was good, and I would almost hear people laughing, or in some cases, in Tatum Brown, either cringing or crying. The story was in my mind a good year before I wrote it, and it was just a matter of having the confidence, and I'd say the courage to actually sit down and start, because starting is really the hardest part. It is about a very confused and sensitive young man, 17 years old, whose father re-enters his life after an absence of about 17 years. And while a part of it is about Andy's falling into first idyllic love, it's also about the slow building of this unique father-son relationship. And ultimately, it's about, I think it's about a father who attempts to battle his demons and does not fare well with them.
I read it, and Mick and I just kind of chatted, and I just saw what was there. I mean, his talent is so obvious that it'd be foolish not to notice it.
My agent, he called me up and he said, "You're going to think I'm crazy." I said, "What?" He said, "I sent the book to Knopf." I said, "So?" And he said, "You don't understand. This is the most prestigious publisher in the U.S., maybe the world."
I'm a huge fan of this house. They obviously, their reputation speaks for themselves, and I'm also a huge fan of counterintuitive matchups. And I had an instinct that Victoria had a soft spot for terrorist pop cultural gestures, and I thought his talent warranted it, so it was a perfect combination.
What struck me about the book is the storytelling of it. I like the fact that in the midst of this violence and this coming-of-age story about a young boy, that there was so much feeling in it, and so we bought the book.
This woman, Victoria Wilson, who had been with Knopf for 30 years and was one of the most respected editors in the business, loved the book. She loved the voice in it, and she was quick to point out that it needed a lot of work. But I just had immediate faith in her, and went with Knopf, even though they offered the promise of the most rewriting, and there was a lot of rewriting to do.
Once he got the swing of the dynamic of how you work with a fine editor who's challenging you in sometimes obtuse, sometimes direct ways. Once he got a fix on that, he thrived. And I've just actually gotten his new book, I drafted his new book, and the difference in the starting point now and then is, quantum.
Not everybody's going to get it. I guess in that way it's kind of like WWE. Some people look at it like it's the greatest thing on earth, and some people say, what is the fuss about? And I think the book is kind of the same way. People are either going to really love it and consider it something of a friend to them, or they're going to find it disturbing and shocking because they're going to be predisposed to, picking out the bad parts. And trust me, there are a lot of, disturbing images in there.
When I pitched the book, when I sent it out, I just said, this is basically a combination of Catcher in the Rye and Stephen King. Like it's a very solid emotional core with these very horrific edges to it. And I just thought it was a really unique piece of work.
This is from Book Magazine, and I'll just read this one little quote, which is exactly what I was hoping to capture. Agonizingly tragic, yet ultimately hopeful in its outlook. Foley's novel has us rooting for Andy from the start.
We felt very strongly about the material. And you know, the books that we publish here, we publish because we believe in their sort of literary merit. And you know, Vicki loved the story. And she loved really the story, but she loved Mick's voice.
There have been many people who've come into Knopf, whether it was Katharine Hepburn or Arthur Rubinstein or Sidney Poitier. We've all been excited during those moments. However, when Mick Foley came to see me, I've never seen so many people walking in front of my office door to catch a glimpse of him and ask for his autograph. And I just thought that was great. I love that. I mean, they were so sweet with him, and they had such feeling for him.
He's so clearly beloved in the wrestling world that I get calls, you know, all the time from people just thanking me for sending the book and just saying how much they love Mick, how happy they are to have him on their show.
This could be the most ambitious literary tour ever. I received my schedule, said 12 dates across the country, and I called up Knopf and I said, you know, I drive to most of these shows, and any hardcore WWE fan would know that I'm one of the most notorious cheapskates in the history of sports entertainment. So I told them, you know, not only do I drive, but I don't live that large on the road. If you want me to do some more cities, I will. So 12 became 20. We added 2 to Canada, 3 to England, and so it's a 25-city tour.
He's giving a lot of readings, which I hope, because it'll be fun to hear him read.
Plowed right ahead. And do you know what she's thinking, Andy? I tried to talk once again, and after a few seconds of stammering, answered his question the only way I knew how.
It's a moving story. It's a story about a relationship between a father and a son. You will be changed by reading this book.
I'm very proud of it as anything I've ever done, and I hope people will look at it, because I think if they do, they will genuinely like it. And let's face it, every book they buy is more money in my pocket, and that can't be construed as being a bad thing. Yeah.
Still to come, Mick talks about the need to get away from the WWE.
I left because I just felt like I had done everything that I had set out to do.
But up next, John Cena gives the Toronto Blue Jays a lesson in thugonomics.
My boys are in town, the Red Sox. This is just a cover-up. I'm gonna try to sabotage the Toronto dugout with some sort of like swarm of live bees or like Rottweilers or something, so chill.
He is Mr. Throwback. His jerseys, padlock chains, and amusing rap lyrics have put him on the map. Everyone is taking notice of John Cena, and not just in the world of sports entertainment, but in the world of sports as well. Born and raised in West Newbury, Massachusetts, Cena was just a short drive away from the hallowed Fenway Park, home of the hard-luck Boston Red Sox. Last week, John had the opportunity to throw out the first pitch at a Blue Jays game from the home of WrestleMania 6 and 18, the Skydome. And ironically enough, the Blue Jays' opponent, well, none other than Cena's hometown team, the Red Sox.
What's up, WWE? Up in the T-Dot, representing the Blue Jays. I'm out here at the Skydome. We're gonna do a little something. We'll check out inside, see what's up with that first pitch. You heard? Can't see me. To tell you the truth, I'm really a Red Sox fan. I'm from Boston. We're in the steamy underbelly here at the Skydome. It's where big things happen. Tonight, big things are gonna happen. Because yours truly is throwing out the first pitch for the T-Dot. You know what I'm saying? Doing it up, but my boys are in town, the Red Sox. This is just a cover-up. I'm gonna try to sabotage the Toronto dugout with some sort of like swarm of live bees or like Rottweilers or something, so chill. They just had me sign the coveted Wall of Fame in the Blue Jays Skydome base office. I, of course, had to sign the coveted Wall of Shame, because that's how we do it. I just put my mark on the Skydome. You've been thugonomicized. This is outrageous. Man, I got to admit, never did I think I'd come out here on a major league field and just be able to step out and walk out with these guys. This is truly a dream come true for me. This is it. This is the major league. This is as big as it gets. It's not that different from Little League. I want to congratulate you on all your success, man. We're all watching. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me come out.
Glad you came.
Oh, honestly, it's my dream come true.
You're a strong man.
Yeah, this guy's cracking me up, man.
You're a strong man.
Excellent. I got to be strong, man. I got to take a licking inside the ring, you know?
I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it, man.
I couldn't do what you do either, so that's all right. It's all right. Cool. Take it easy. I'm like a schoolgirl right now. What did I get from the team? How could they hook me up? I mean, they knew I was a Red Sox fan, so they tried to bribe me off or try to slip a little in the pocket. They gave me the jersey. This is a special authentic. I got my name on the back.
Cena looks so hot in a Blue Jays jersey.
Oh yeah, so hot.
Probably like the best thing to ever don this uniform. Probably after this, they're gonna have to redesign the unis because, you know, like, I've already ruined it for everybody. 00, it's me. Word. I'm trying to maybe see if I can get some warm-up throws before they out on the mound. How you doing?
Hi.
Very nice to meet you.
Have you been practicing?
No. This is my girl. She hooked me up and avoided one of the most embarrassing moments in Major League Baseball history. What's going on? You don't even have to speak. That's how crazy this guy is. He's blue. How much more street can you get? He's got a girlfriend. He's got the backwards hat. She's kind of fine, too. I don't mean to, you know, invade or anything, but you got it going on, girl. You know what I'm saying? Maybe we can, like... Okay. Oh, shaking the tail feathers, twerking it, you know what I'm saying? Working with what you got. Excellent. All right, I paid you. I put a two-way in. All right, then, we're good. No, I wasn't doing nothing, man. We were just talking about baseball and, you know, stuff, and your hat and stuff. Chill. All right, man. Word. All right, then.
So, you think you're untouchable?
Fans, the Blue Jays are honored to welcome from Newbury, Massachusetts, weighing in at 248 pounds, WWE SmackDown star John Cena.
At the last minute, I chose to go with the knuckleball for my Red Sox boy, Tim Wakefield. You know, the Blue Jays offered me a multi-year deal right on the spot, but you know me, I had to turn it down. My life was on the canvas, you know what I'm saying? The most fun I had today was being up in the broadcast booth.
John Cena, welcome to Toronto.
Pleasure to be up here, guys.
Hey,
Pleasure
John,
to be
good
here.
to meet you. Did Tim Wakefield teach you the knuckler?
He did. I got some lessons from him. It's been a dream of mine ever since I was watching Atlanta Braves and Skip Carey making the play-by-play calls for the Atlanta Braves. I'd also watch the Cubs games and watch Harry Carey on the microphone. It's just one thing I've always wanted to do. So putting the headphones on, getting up there, doing a little color, it was good. Yo, we off the hook, man. I knew Toronto knew I was blowing up, so they give me the best seats in the world, man. There's no way they found out that I'm bleeding Red Sox blood. You know what I'm saying? It's obvious that they put me where I need to be. This is my own section. This is how players do up here in section 516, man. They stuck me up in the cheap seats, man. What happened? My experience here in the Sky Dome for today has been nothing less than spectacular, actually. This has truly been a pleasure. Toronto has been nothing but the greatest to me. I can't wait to come back. It's been excellent. And we out.
Up next, we flash back to 1984 as the late Andre the Giant finds himself in a hairy situation.
Big John Studd recently, unofficially, breaking the world bench press mark. And Ken Patera, officially, the first human being to ever military press 500 pounds. Together, Bruno, this combination, at least on paper, figures to be awesome.
They have to be awesome, but it's interesting because to demonstrate that strength against the likes of Andre, this is what I want to see. Against SD Jones, who I have a lot of respect for, terrific wrestler, they can perhaps show their strength with SD Jones, even though he's very strong in his own right. But against Andre, this is what I want to see when he gets in the ring.
The Brain looking on. Bobby the Brain Heenan, manager of Patera. And Studd over now, SD right back at him. Right, nice maneuver on the part of SD. That was nicely done.
Yes, it was. He hooked Patera's arm and took him on a sort of a drag.
Oh my, the tag is made, and here comes Andre the Giant. Patera wanted to a head putt by Andre. Andre working on the arm, another head putt. Patera not faring all that well at the moment. frequent tag. Andre and SD have spent a lot of time as of late teaming up. SD looking very good for inside.
He looks very, very good, but when Andre came in, he really got Patera, and he did a pretty good number on his arm, and now wisely, SD Jones came in and took right over with that, although now he just got caught with slammed right on Patera's knee, and he tagged the Stud, who comes in for the first time, and here he is delivering a big blow, and now both of them ganging up on SD Jones, and Stud got a hold of him now, and SD Jones looks like he's hurt.
Well, this, of course, is what Andre and SD earlier on were doing to Ken Patera, which is a thing to do in tag teams. Oh, my. Keep one of your opponents from tagging his partner.
Absolutely.
Frequent tag and letting SD get away. That's Big John steps in. Stud's already tagged out. Oh, look at Andre. Almost caught him in the right hand.
But I'm afraid SD is hurt right now. He's taking some hard blows, and he's really stunned. And you see what they're doing. They're going to try to keep him in that ring, perhaps trying to defeat him so he won't get Andre in the ring again.
SD now, whip to the ropes, headed off. Oh, ball with a kick to the chest. Patera telegraphed the back body drop. Oh, no. Patera. Missing. Oh, look at that. SD, just hit his head right in. Oh, my goodness. Look at this, double team effort. Both men hammering on Andre the Giant. Oh, no. They got him up. An unbelievable slam. A double slam by Patera. And Stud, look at this, one after the other. Hammering away. Unbelievable. Patera now backing up. What's he doing? From the rope down into Andre the Giant. Drops the elbow. Double team, blatant double team effort. The referee finally, I think, has disqualified Patera and Stud, but unfortunately, Andre the Giant is taking a brutal beating from Stud and Ken Patera. Never have ever seen Andre the Giant down like this before. Never. What are they doing now?
He is hurt, Vince. Well, they both been in the ring, ganging up on him, both delivering their biggest blows, and Andre's there by himself.
Andre is out. Oh no! Oh, this is humiliation. This is sheer humiliation.
Cutting his hair.
This should not happen to any athlete. Andre is unconscious. He's being held up literally by Patera. And Stud continues to rape. Stud and Patera rape the dignity of Andre the Giant, who has been recognized as one of the greatest athletes of all time. And Heenan keeping SD away, and Stud and Ken Patera continue to rape Andre the Giant's dignity. Look what they're doing to this man.
I can't believe it that nothing's happened to stop this. This is ridiculous. They won't stop. Look at this, both of them.
Oh,
my.
When we return, the host of the highlight reel becomes acquainted with the Outside the Rope set.
What kind of a cheap-ass set is this that you've got right here, Coach? Where's my Geritron 5000? Where's my Salvador Dali-esque set pieces?
And now, WrestleMania Recall, sponsored by Subway, the official sandwich of WrestleMania 20.
Arguably, both these men in different circles are considered pound for pound the best in the business.
Chris Jericho wants to end Shawn Michaels' career on the biggest stage of them all. Look at this!
He landed on his feet. Michaels with a roll-up.
Yes! The old lion rises to the occasion.
Showing some class and professionalism. I am damn sure proud to see that.
Oh, I knew it! Oh, come on. Don't trust those young lions.
That's damn sure sad by Chris Jericho.
WrestleMania Recall, counting down to the greatest sports entertainment spectacular of all time, WrestleMania 20.
That was a classic encounter from this year's WrestleMania between the showstopper and the highlight of the night. And less than 48 hours from now, Chris Jericho goes Hollywood when he meets Shawn Michaels in a WrestleMania rematch. But right now, let's talk about Y2J's favorite thing, himself. Chris Jericho is the man of 1,000 monikers, the self-proclaimed king of the world, a huge rock star, a living legend. We could go on and on, but we'll save that for Jericho. We pinned Y2J down and asked him the tough questions that everybody wants to know. So right now, enjoy the Ayatollah rock and roller as he weighs in on hockey, Oprah Winfrey, and a musical powerhouse that is Celine Dion.
Hello once again, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Outside the Ropes. This week, our guest needs no introduction as well. Former Undisputed Champion, host of the highlight reel, the one and only Y2J, Chris Jericho.
Listen, Coach, I might not need an introduction, but I demand an introduction every single time I step in front of the camera. Did you not read my contract? It's right there. I deserve a huge introduction, something along the lines of,
I didn't get
ladies and gentlemen,
one.
Chris Jericho, the first undisputed champion in the WWE. The highlight of the night, the most legendary, flamboyant lead singer of all time in the greatest rock and roll band of all time, Fozzy, here live on Outside the Ropes.
That was great.
Say it loud. Of course it was great.
Chris Jericho, highlight of the night, right here on Outside the Ropes. Let's get started.
You're so mediocre. Your mediocrity amazes me, Coach. You get your own show?
We get started? Yeah, exactly.
Man.
All right, well, you're the lead singer of Fozzy, as you just said.
Yes, I am.
In one of your songs, you ask, who am I to kill a stranger? Well, who are you?
I think I just described who I am. The very first undisputed champion.
Yes.
Larger than life, king of the world, and the host of the highlight reel. And speaking of which, what kind of a cheap-ass set is this that you've got right here, Coach? Where's my Jeritron 5000? Where's my Salvador Dali-esque set pieces? Where's the hot chicks?
Well,
Where's the fire?
The hot chicks are
Come
coming.
on.
We wanted people to focus on you.
Well, so they're going to focus on me no matter who's in the shot, okay?
All right, now speaking of your band Fozzy,
yes.
You have a mascot named Pigman.
Right.
Was there ever another option for a mascot for the band?
Well, his name isn't Pigman, he is a pigman. Okay. His name is Arthur, and he's been afflicted with the horrible disease of swinus, which changes his features into that of a swine. Now, the only other time anybody other than Arthur was our mascot is when Arthur couldn't make it and his cousin Anson filled in, who suffered from clownus, which is a disease that changes one's features into that of a clown. Okay. So if it's not swinus, it's clownus, and that's it. That's all. So don't you be trying to come out for the mascot of Fozzy, Coach.
I wouldn't.
Uncool hosts, nerdy guys need not apply.
Well, which is more painful, being put in the walls of Jericho or listening to Celine Dion?
Or this interview? Which one of the three? Actually, I'd have to definitely go with listening to Celine Dion. Give me a case of SARS, a case of anthrax, and a heart attack before I have to go submit myself to a Celine Dion concert. Okay. Where does my heart go now? How you doing? Her face is all pulled back. She looks like a damn alien from outer space. People are paying hundreds of dollars to see her in concert in Las Vegas. My
making
goodness.
$33 million a year.
Oh, it's atrocious. Just to show the ridiculousness of American society. Celine Dion.
All right. Well, we know
because we wouldn't have her in Canada. We kicked her ass out years ago.
Well, we know you're a big hockey fan.
Yes.
But can you please verify my pronunciation of this name and then spell it?
Okay.
Nikolai Khabibulin.
Nikolai Khabibulin.
Okay.
It's a silent K, and you would spell that Khaubulin. Khabibulin. That was in a hockey spelling bee. Did I get it?
Not even close.
Khaubulin.
No, Khabibulin. We'll try one more. Right. Here's one more try.
Gotta get this.
Jean Sebastian Giguère. Spell it.
Just the Giguère, the whole thing. Jean, okay. Jean.
All right.
Sebastian, Sebastin. Giguère is Giguere.
I'll give it to you.
Yes!
I'll give it to you. It's Stien, but yeah, that's the only thing you messed
Sebastian.
up. Yeah, right. That was great, though. All right.
I got the Giguère right.
Okay, now for someone who grew up watching the Rangers, what did you think of the Devils winning the Stanley Cup?
I hate the Devils. I hate New Jersey, man. I mean, what is New Jersey? There's a couple exits off the highway. That's about it. It's a very brown,
they smell like
dingy
exits.
The eggs and exits, and girls with really big hair and kind of like, how you doing? What's going on? What you doing? And it's very brown. Is there any towns in Jersey? Trenton?
Newark.
Like, oh, come on. Newark's an airport and an exit off a highway and a diner. Schwartzky's Diner down the street.
Not bad food.
So New Jersey, not down with the New Jersey clowns. I'll tell you that right now.
All right. Who would be your dream guest for the highlight reel?
My dream guest in the highlight reel, I would like somebody very entertaining, somebody very high profile, so that definitely excludes you. Probably, like, I mean, in the WWE world, I'd like to have maybe like a returning, like maybe Mick Foley as a guest in the highlight reel. I think there would be some witty repartee there. And outside of the wrestling world, I think Pamela Anderson would be a great guest, even if she didn't say anything. Actually, she wouldn't be allowed to say anything. Just come out there and just stand there.
Her new show, Stripperella.
Stripper, and Kid Rock's out the door too.
Yeah, he's
so
out the door. Open. Stripper by night.
And
Superhero by later night.
And highlight reel talk shows by day.
Oh, true.
Highlight reel talk show guest.
True.
By day.
All right, very good choice. All right, last question. Would you ever look to Oprah Winfrey as a source of inspiration for the highlight reel?
I'd like to look at Oprah Winfrey. I'm so tongue-tied by Oprah. I'd like to look at Oprah while she's like falling off a cliff into a big pool of water after I just pushed her. Oh, my book club. Oprah Winfrey is the biggest scam in all of TV. Every single girl loves Oprah because she's a friend of the girls. But all the guys know the real story. Oprah and Cosmopolitan do more damage to the male psyche than anything could ever happen. Oprah just came to Tampa where I live, and she's doing some kind of a tour, the Oprah tour. She sold out in like 10 minutes, and she sold $500 a ticket. Sold out like 10,000 tickets for $500 a ticket. What are they gonna do? It's like a convention, an Oprah convention. What are they gonna do? They're gonna go read some recipes over here and read some books over here, get your nails done over here. I mean, $500,
maybe you can have
Coach.
Oprah on the highlight reel.
We got the wrong job.
Yeah, we do have the wrong job.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, maybe after this interview's over, we can go.
I remember Oprah a couple years ago when she walked on stage with a big wagon full of beef. Yeah. That's how I like to walk her on the highlight reel. Just pull her in a wagon and just have her sit there and say nothing, and Pamela Anderson says nothing, and me and Mick Foley exchange witty repartee. That's the ultimate highlight reel.
That's gonna do it. We appreciate it. Always entertaining. Chris Jericho, host of the Highlight Reel, former Undisputed Champion, an excellent guest this week.
This was the best guest you've ever had, right?
It was good.
Just admit it.
I do call it right down the middle.
This goes in the Coach Hall of Fame.
It does. We'll see you next time, everybody, on Outside the Ropes.
When we return, Mick's time away from the ring is well spent.
I found that while I was away from wrestling, the thing that I missed most was seeing the kids. And I thought, you know, if the kids aren't coming to me, then I'll start going to them.
Mick Foley will forever be remembered for that one fateful night in Pittsburgh where he was thrown off the Hell in a Cell by The Undertaker. In his 15-plus years as a professional wrestler, Mick's claim to fame was his ability to endure tremendous amounts of punishment to his body. Mick recently told one book signing audience how many other wrestlers' entrance videos are images of getting the crap beat out of themselves. Mick, you are correct. You're the only one to hold that dubious distinction. But aside from the unbelievable toll Mick Foley put his body through, there were rewards along the way. Becoming the three-time WWE champion, winning the admiration of millions of fans. In fact, Mick has literally accomplished all there is to accomplish in the world of sports entertainment. So, when he decided to take a 19-month sabbatical, it was more than understandable. And when you find out some of the things he did away from the ring, it was even noble.
I was out of wrestling completely for 19 months. I left because I just felt like I had done everything that I had set out to do. The last day, I was flown down to Charlotte just to get on Vince McMahon's private airplane to be fired on air.
Can't resign. Why can't I resign? Because Mick Foley, you. Wait. You gonna try to fire me? Would that make you feel good inside? Would that make you feel like a big man? Well, I'll tell you what, Vince. Go ahead and fire me. You know why? Because the outcome is exactly the same. The outcome is when I step foot off this plane and my foot touches that ground, I no longer answer to you. It means, Vince, you and me are through for good. That's not a bad thing. It's a good thing.
Vince and I basically told the honest truth. You know, Vince said, I don't know exactly, but words to the effect of, you know, he couldn't stand the sight of me, and I told him that he had done something amazing, that he had taken somebody who would have done anything for the company and made them hate it. And that's exactly how I felt at that time. And it would be 19 months before I talked to Vince McMahon again. I found that while I was away from wrestling, the thing that I missed most was seeing the kids. I was lucky to be part of that really, really hot period where kids just loved us, and they still do. But it was a rare day when we didn't see somebody from the Make-A-Wish Foundation, Marty Lyons Foundation, a lot of these wish-granting groups, kids wanted to meet the wrestlers. And I thought, you know, if the kids aren't coming to me, then I'll start going to them. So I've done a lot of work with kids, and I don't consider it work. I'll go over a kid's house who's been struggling, and we'll watch SmackDown, we'll watch Raw. I bring my kids with me, and it feels like, you know, it feels like I'm making the most out of the gifts I was given. And I do look at the fact that I was right up near the top when the WWE was at its absolute peak as being a gift that I need to make the most out of. I received a package in the mail from a group called Operation Smile that for over 20 years I think has helped 50,000 children in 21 countries around the world. They go to these developing countries and they do reconstructive work on these children's faces. And this woman, one of the co-founders of Operation Smile, had seen me handing my children's book, Christmas book, to Regis Philbin on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. And so she ended up looking at it, seeing that the message was about a special kid. And they got in touch with me, and I watched their tape, and I mean, it was the closest thing that I could think of to seeing miracles happen before my eyes. And I said, not only am I interested in, in being part of it, I want to go on a trip. And when you're a volunteer on a medical mission and you don't have a medical background, it doesn't leave a whole lot to do but clean up children's pee and carry heavy boxes. And I was actually part of the the child life team, that prepares the kids for their operations. And I'll tell you what, I've been a part of some really special times in my wrestling days, but I was given the chance, to help out a kid and to carry that child after surgery and hand him to, I believe it was his grandfather. I consider that to have been right up there with the greatest honors of my career. I went away with the idea of coming back. I never expected it to be 19 months. I'll be honest, when when the opportunity presented itself to be part of Bad Blood, I thought, this is a good chance to plug my book. And that was what was on my mind. But once, the deal was set, all of a sudden, the old pride started creeping back in. And all of a sudden, I was like, what can I do to make this work? Because, I think, that you can't succeed in WWE without having a lot of pride in what you do. And I'm glad to see that didn't all get, pushed by the wayside. It culminated in a great moment for me in Madison Square Garden, and I really consider being honored there at the same arena that I watched, so many of the superstars when I was a kid. Being honored in that arena was one of the greatest moments of my career and therefore my life. And I think the difference was I realized as it was happening, this is a great moment. Some of the other moments, winning the title from The Rock and things like that, they're happening so fast you can't appreciate them until later. Whereas this case, they showed that video, and to hear the fans chanting, and it was not a programmed response, a very real, heartfelt response, and it was very real when I got choked up off camera, thankfully, and it was a great moment. I think it kind of left the door open. I had a really good talk with Mr. McMahon on my first day back, and I told him I thought I really needed to be gone. I don't know if I needed to be gone for 19 months, but I did need to go away. And that the hardest thing about returning was opening up those doors to the backstage area. And once I did, it was like I'd come home again. So I think it proves, you can go home again. And, I told the fans, I quoted Frosty the Snowman, I think, one of the great philosophers of the modern day.
I'll say goodbye, but don't you cry. I'll be back again someday. Thank you very much.
And I think someday will be a lot sooner than it was last time.
We'll have to wait and see. But next week, Mick Foley returns to Confidential once again as we go outside the ropes.
I know Katie Couric. I've been interviewed by Katie Couric. I know Katie Couric.
But up next, Trish and Val help dreams take flight.
Basically, 250 to 300 underprivileged or terminally ill children are sponsored on a trip to go to Walt Disney World.
Everyone has a lot to be thankful for, and when you have the opportunity to give back, that's when you truly understand the gifts that you've been given. Recently, Val Venus and Trish Stratus were selected to participate in Dreams Take Flight. It's a program where terminally ill children get to spend the day at Disney World. And on this trip, Val and Trish made certain it was a wonderful experience for all, hopefully fulfilling the dreams of these children.
We are at the Magic Kingdom and Disney World, and we're here with the Dreams Take Flight promotion.
On Dreams Take Flight, basically 250 to 300 underprivileged or terminally ill children are sponsored on a trip to go to Walt Disney World. Air Canada basically provides 2 planes. We call it Mickey 1 and Mickey 2. Local celebrities and personalities also attend the event.
We showed up at the hangar this morning at about 4 a.m. and there's like literally hundreds of people there who in the brightest of spirits, and the children are super excited about the day ahead of them, and it just makes you go, wow, you know what, this is how we're going to start our day today.
The kids are just getting more and more pumped as time went by on the plane. I said, I'm going to sleep the second I get on that plane from Toronto down to Florida, and so I figured I'd get a good 2 hours sleep. Just as I started dozing off, I got wham-booed just with a whole pile of pillows, and the pillow fight started, and I was up ever since.
It was a wacky flight. It was really fun. We had conga lines, we had birthday parties. Yeah, I mean, you name it, we did it on this flight.
I'm here to help the children have a good time here at Walt Disney World, and with Dreams Take Flight, they make all that possible. It's something that's going to be great for the children, and I mean, they're pumped up coming here. They've been pumped up all day long. They've been having a great time.
Not only are the kids getting this trip and getting to, have a great day, but they're also, able to meet the celebrities and different personalities. It's been a big celebration all the way from 4 a.m. till, what time is it?
The big picture, the scope of it all is actually looking at the smiles and all the children's faces. I mean, they were pumped to come here, and man, they're having a hell of a good time right now.
It's a unique experience. It's certainly one of the most unique experiences I've ever had, and it's been a lot of fun, and I think the kids are having a great time, and I'm just really happy to be part of it.
It sure looks like the children, along with Val and Trish, had a wonderful time. Remember, you can catch Trish, Val, and all the other superstars of Raw live this Monday night from the Staples Center in Los Angeles. And on that subject, get this, in less than 48 hours, Chris Jericho takes on Shawn Michaels in a WrestleMania rematch. Rob Van Dam looks to stop a monster when he squares off with his former tag team partner, Kane. And was Eric Bischoff telling the truth? Will Linda McMahon fire Stone Cold? Be sure to catch the blockbuster Raw right here on the First Network for Men. Next week, we're going to count down to vengeance as we take a look at the unique success story that is Zach Gowen. That's all for this week. Remember, if you see and hear it here, it's confidential.
What excites me most is blowing people's mind, showing them something they've never seen before. If I hadn't been through what I've been through, there's no way I'd be where I'm at right now. Going through cancer and losing a leg and losing friends and dealing with that at such a young age has made me so much stronger.